Hey guys, what's up? This is GaLm and welcome to Reassembly, or at least a very early alpha build of Reassembly. If you don't know what Reassembly is, that is okay because I am here to try and inform you. Reassembly is basically a top-down sandbox shooter with a really heavy emphasis on building spaceships and customizing them and hopefully having an awesome time. I've put about 7 hours into the game ever since I got home from PAX Prime. It's kind of like over the last couple of weeks since I have been a little bit busy, but it's been pretty fun. I've enjoyed what there is. Obviously, being an early alpha build, there isn't a terribly large amount to do. There isn't, I don't think there ever will be like a full story, but from what I remember, I do think that they're going to be adding like little mini objectives that get procedurally generated and that kind of stuff. But at the moment, it is just kind of you build yourself up, you get your spaceships, and you explore around. And what little there is at the moment is actually pretty nice. You know, again, I played it for 7 hours, had a fun time. The only reason I stopped playing Reassembly was because I hit a kind of hit a wall, and I'll show you what I mean. But I played for 7 hours, maxed out the amount of points that I can get. Actually, is it the max? Did they upgrade it? Yep, the maximum amount of ship points that can be allocated to building your ship, I used up. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm awesome. I shoot really big, awesome weapons, and I shoot little lasers just in case people get too close, and I kill them really quickly. Boom, there you go. And you know what? I've got an idea. I'll head to the middle of the map, because the way the map works out, you kind of spawn along the outskirts of the map, and then the further you go towards the center, the more complex and more hardcore the ships can end up getting. And I came to the middle and realized that is definitely not wrong. Now you have little tiny dudes, it's like, okay, whatever, but then you have this kind of dude. This guy is scary. Now I can sometimes handle him, but I mean, look at that. His face is a skull, or it's not even a face. Just like he has the ship design is a skull. And oh god, here he comes. He's wrecking me. I'm trying to kill him, but he's destroyed my weapons. I'm going down, Captain. I am the Captain. What the hell am I talking about? Oh, I died. We're gonna leave. We're gonna make a new save. We're gonna try and touch on a couple of things, but I wanted to play this because, yeah, I want to show it to you guys because not only do I'm having a little bit of enjoyment out of it, but it is actually currently running a Kickstarter. It is, last time I checked, 22,000 out of 28,000, so it's actually getting pretty close, and so I'm kind of happy about that. I wanted to make a video as soon as I came back from PAX because I like supporting indie games, and I don't think I do that enough, where, you know, especially ones that are kind of in development. Now, I know that some people are a little bit jaded on Kickstarter, but you know, this one is, you know, it's targeting a release date of February 2015, which isn't all that far away. That's only a few months away, and so I'm pretty sure that the game is relatively just in its polishing state now. You know, they just have to add other things to do in the game. From what little there is right now, again, like I said beforehand, it's relatively solid, and so we're gonna kind of explore that a little bit. Not incredibly like a large amount. I don't think I can do any like hours and hours and hours of content on it just yet, especially because I don't want to burn myself out on the game way too early on like I did with Starbound. But let's go ahead and get into this. Now, so from the get-go, you're making your character in one of the slots that you have, and you get one of the primary sources of your customization, which is through your colors. As you can see in the background, the cars. Sorry, there was a loud ass car in the background. I don't know if you guys can even hear it, but as you can see in the background with the little kind of play fight that's going on, all the ships that are fighting against each other are of different colors, or at least different colored factions. And so when you're making this, you're actually deciding, okay, I want my faction to be this color. Oh, and oh yes, you aren't by yourself. You aren't like a completely lone wanderer. You do have factions, you do have space stations and things like that, and they all depend on your color. So if I say have a pink faction, then I have to keep an eye out for everybody that's pink. Now, I'm not sure how many colors are like going to be conflicting. I think there are specific factions that are developed by like other players, and that are going to be included in the full game. So you're like, oh, the blue faction that really kicks your ass. They will always be blue. I don't know how many things are different about that, but we're going to go ahead and just go with red. I suppose, because I already had green and black, and after running that for 7 hours, I'm ready to change up colors. I do hope that they add an option to customize your colors in the middle of the game, because, you know, again, like I said, after 7 hours, you're kind of like, okay, I'm tired of being green. I want to change up. I've made an awesome big ship, but maybe I want it to be different, or at least be able to like color different parts. It'd be really awesome if you could color like specific joints. But let's go ahead and get into this. Now, when you get started off, you're just kind of like a tiny prefab ship with a few different ships that are available to choose from. We're going to actually change up to this one because it has 3 different plasma cannons on it. Not going to make a massive difference, but it is nice to be able to do that. And look at that, it affects my momentum. I could fly backwards like this. I don't even have to hold down the thrusters. No, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to fly normally. But as you come in, you got to get like a nice little ship. And that's relatively about it. You also get like, you know, obviously at the bottom right, we have a little bit of a tutorial, but we're not going to pay too much attention to that since I kind of know slightly what I should do. But we're going to go ahead and fly around. Now, we want to build up our resources. There are 3 different resources in the game. They are referred to as raw matter, which is R, social credit resource, which is C, and ship points as P, or I guess power. I'll call it power because ship points sounds weird. It sounds like redundance. I want to get points. No, I want to get power points. That kind of stuff, right? But in order to be able to upgrade your ship, you have to get more points, or you have to get a higher cap of points, and get the higher cap of points, you have to get credits and raw matter. And so we have to go through the process of getting that. Now, also, there are also different things that we can get. At the moment, you start off with this stuff. These are the very basics, little tiny engines, little tiny guns, things like that. And eventually, you can get massive engines, or rather massive thrusters, massive generators, massive guns. You know, like some of these guns are huge, or like bigger than the ship that I start off with. And so it's kind of like a fun little ride to get up to that point. You're just like, okay, how can I become really efficient? Or just like, how can I look the most awesome with what I've got? Now, I'm not a terribly super creative person when it comes to like designing ships. I just kind of build off of the foundations, but we'll try our best. But we're going to go ahead and try and get some raw matter. Now, the ways that you get credits, oh shit, we got a couple of dudes. We got multiple dudes. Oh no! I'm just gonna grab the resources and run, actually. One thing that the game can be is really unforgiving. If a whole bunch of ships are coming after you, and you don't have like a lot of ways to defend yourself, you're gonna run into a bad place. Look at that, oh, he took my resources. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and focus him down. And then maybe get to talking about ship customization a little bit. Come on, please don't kill me. Please stop. Crap, they're shoving me into a corner. Oh, they got me, crap. Yeah, alright, let's talk about customization real quick, because I want to talk about, at the very least, this right here. Now, this right here is the command module. This is the most important part of your ship. If this part gets shot up, it will die. Or rather, I guess it should be said, your entire ship will die. So if you make like a massive ship, and just kind of, and let's see, we'll just do this. Let's say you make a really massive ship, and someone shoots you from behind, takes out this bit, and then takes out this bit. Boom, all this dead. Now, I think that's a pretty good enough explanation, but yeah, that's relatively important for every ship. So whenever we're fighting like big enemies, that's when we kind of have to be like, okay, where's their core? Is it towards the front? Is it towards the back? I don't know. And then we figure that out and destroy them. Now, it also affects the orientation of your ship. So if I were to place it like this, face down, it would kind of mess with things. As you can see, the model flipped up itself, and that's not what we want. No, we want everything to face right. Actually, it looks like it wants to face right all the time. When you're editing, I guess that's kind of the better way to do it. There you go. So we're gonna go ahead and exit that. I just wanted to like make that little note because as you saw when I was kind of being demolished by all those enemies, I had one final piece left, or two final pieces left, my core and then my thruster, and I could have made it away if I'd been a little bit more careful, but that didn't work. Hello, buddy. Who are you? Can I look at your name? Uh-oh, uh-oh. I went to the tutorial. I'm just trying to figure out your name. There we go, mine layer. Actually, you know, that's a good point. I should name my ship. What is your name? Oh, you can change you can change your color. Oh no. See, this is, you gotta look through everything. I don't know if this is always here. If you go to the profile, you can change your name and you can just change it. Oh, that's cool. Okay, there you go. So if I want to be purple now, I can do that. And my faction changes colors accordingly. Oh no. I've given misinformation to people who might have clicked out already. Oops. That's fine, whatever. Sorry. But, shit. I didn't know. I legitimately didn't know that was there. But, yeah, no. So, sometimes you can get away from enemies with just the last remaining piece of core, but the best thing to do, in my experience, is just to kind of cover it up as best as you can. Oh god, we got a bunch of dudes coming after me. These guys are dicks, but at least we got those guys down. But yeah, the best way I figured to stay alive is to just get really big parts and to cover yourself up as much as possible. Now, what is this guy shooting at? Are you a friend? Yes, he is. He's an engineer. Actually, you know what? Let me actually talk about that. Now, you can also have a fleet. And this is kind of important because eventually there's a point where there are a lot of really big ships that can really screw you over. And you're not going to be able to handle them all by yourself. And so what you do is you kind of see cool ships, you can click on them, you can recruit them for credits, or eventually you can get the factory from over here in the upgrade thing. And the factory allows you to just kind of create any kind of ship that you have in your ship bank. So either you get ship banks from... actually, I'm not entirely sure. I'm wondering if you can get ship banks from, like, ships that other people have designed and then just kind of have that import into your game. I know that you can export your ship over here. So I'm wondering if you can do that and have them kind of show up here. But yeah, no, so we have two designs. Current design, that's what we are, and child design is what we can make from our factory. And you can make it anything in the child design. It can be what you are at the moment, so I could do this, and then if I had a factory on me, I could make another version of me. And so that's actually pretty awesome at the end of the game when you have like an 8,000 PowerPoint ship and you just make like an entire fleet of that. Having like 5 of those go into an area, oh, it's an impressive sight. Although the only problem is, oh god, am I caught on someone? I'm caught on someone! Corvette, please! Oh no. Oh gosh. Okay, let's strip ourselves down. I need to figure out a way to kind of like get myself unstuck from these guys in like a reliable fashion. This can kind of happen a bunch. In fact, that's kind of like a really common problem. We're gonna go ahead and do this. And then thruster. Save. Okay. Boom. And now I am but a core flying through the system. Fall. Oh no! Bug report. Becoming a self-defiant supercore flying through the depths of space. Probably not a good idea. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna stop that. We're gonna go back to normal now. But yeah, I kind of, if there's any problem that I encounter quite a bit often is getting stuck on other people or other people getting stuck on you. It can become a real big shame when you're when you have a factory on your ship and then like you want to make stuff and then just one of them gets stuck on you. You try your best to like shake them loose, but then they become like a fully giant ship, but they're hooked on you. Never a fun time. But we're gonna go ahead and find some more resources because I want to get myself built up a little bit at least. Now again, like I said, we're not gonna make this a super long video. We're not gonna make you know, hours and hours and hours. We're just gonna kind of show off the basics and maybe add on to my ship a little bit, or just kind of jump over. Oh god! I just want resources. Why do they have to be mean to me? Oh no, I'm stuck on another ship. Why you gotta do this to me, man? Alright, we're becoming supercore. And then we're transforming back. There you go. At least it's relatively simple. It's a tiny problem. The only time it's like a massive problem is if you're in enemy territory and you can't do much, because if you turn into like a little tiny ship, you're probably gonna die. It's a pretty common thing to just be like completely screwed over by these guys. But these guys are scary. What the hell? Like the last time I played, everyone had like really basic weapons, depending on their size. Like little tiny guys like that. See, he had a little tiny cannon. But now we have tiny dudes with big cannons, and that's scary. But I just want little resources, little amounts of resources from all the ships. Hello, buddy. I'm gonna go ahead and go after you. Actually, now I need to talk about the way that the game controls. So the way the game controls, it's kind of basic. It has 3 different modes. One is the default, where you kind of aim and fly towards your cursor. It handles relatively well. And then you have 2 other modes. One where you rotate with your keyboard only, and then you still aim at your cursor, so it's, that can be kind of like a little bit nicer. So that way, if you want to be shooting behind you, but not flying in the direction while shooting behind you, that can be really nice. Which, you know, depends on the type of your ship. Like with this tiny ship, you're probably better off flying at enemies, but if you're in a big ship with like really long range weapons, you probably want to be backpedaling anyways, right? Then the other one is absolute controls, automatic rotation. Now I have no idea what this does. Really. I guess, okay, I get it now. If I hold down S, I will fly down, and then, oh Jesus. Eventually, I will just kind of fly off in the direction. Ah! Got you! Okay, so if I press A, I'm always facing left. If I hold down right, or if I press right, I'm always facing right. Up, always facing right. That's kind of nice. You just gotta find things that suit your playstyle, I suppose, and I'm kind of a person who enjoys just the standard one. Just being able to aim at my cursor and fly towards it makes a lot of sense to me. And if I get a big ship, I'll go with the whole cursor or the keyboard one. Although I guess, yeah. I do kind of have like slight inklings where I hold down like A or D to try and go left. So maybe I am more for the keyboard rotate shift one. But although that one's more because I want to go left or right, that kind of stuff. We're gonna go ahead and put some points into upgrading like this. And how many more things do I need for the next set? 63 and 63, okay. But the good news is we should be good. Now at the moment, the maximum amount of power points we have is 205, so let's get some customization going. Now worst comes to worst, you know, you don't have to like go with the basics of what your ship looks like. We're actually gonna make something slightly new. I don't know how new. I will try my best to make something that doesn't look completely awful. But no promises. I am not a very creative person. We're gonna go ahead and do this. And then throw down some thrusters. There you go. Now this game has a lot of emphasis on stacking parts. And by that I mean it's gonna want you to do this, where you throw on like 5 thrusters on each other to maximize the potential of yourself. Or say, stack like a whole bunch of cannons on each other. I've seen a lot of ships that just have like 6 cannons on the direct inside of themselves, right? Whereas if because I guess you kind of have to do a suspension of disbelief thing. Where, actually, would this work out? This would be silly. But I guess you have to do kind of a suspension of disbelief thing, where you have to say, okay, some of these aren't, like, completely on top of each other. I don't know how to describe it. But you just kind of, you do what works best with what you're given. So we're gonna go ahead and add a couple of thrusters to the side. Maybe even add some more plasma cannons. I like plasma cannons. I'm not a big fan of the missile launchers because, from what I've seen, enemies can take out missile launchers or missiles from missile launchers relatively easily. So trying to watch out for that. But we're gonna go ahead and throw in some thrusters here and see how good of a ship this can be. We have. Oh Jesus! Oh God! Oh no! Oh shit! Oh God! Alright, so we've learned something pretty crazy. I don't have a lot of mass, and so me shooting actually accelerates me really fucking hard. Oh no. We need to do something. We gotta add a bit of mass to myself so that way it isn't like that. Okay. So mass is always very important. We're gonna go ahead and just make like a really big part of the ship, maybe slightly shrink it down. There you go. Much better. Now, hull points, or rather, hull parts do not cost power points. However, obviously, the more mass you have on, the more thrusters you're going to need for yourself. Otherwise, you're going to kind of have like this whole awkward thing where you're not really able to fly competently because you don't have thrusters. And that's never fun. So let me go ahead and rotate this. Okay. Big thrusters! Oh no. Oh no. This is bad. Okay. I'm trying to keep my ship symmetrical, and that is really hard to do. When you can only have 2 binding points on a place. Crap. Maybe if I add little tiny pieces. Little tiny ones, right? Come on. Oh, are those the tiniest? Crap, I didn't realize it. That's the smallest it'll go, man. Crud. Well, I will do maybe this? I'm just trying to get an engine that lines up with this. But I guess what I'll have to do is just add 2 thrusters. Right? And then big thrusters on each side. Eventually. If it ever lets me. Maybe we'll do this, actually. Okay, will this work? Hey, there you go. I have no idea what kind of demon I'm making, but it'll work out eventually. We're gonna add some thrusters on the sides over here. Thrusters don't cost a lot of power points, which is nice because sometimes you need just a lot of them. Is that symmetrical? Relatively, it looks like it, yeah. So we're gonna even add a couple of more plasma cannons in the backside. There you go. Wait. Okay, I'm just saying, because it's not adding on to it. Like, my plasma cannon things. Oh, I knew it! It's not connected! I'm like, this isn't right. Shouldn't it be adding on to there? Oops.